It's me, Christina, your favorite Hot Mess Express. I just thought I would jump on here and give everybody an update because I haven't done that in a really long time. I think I've had maybe one YouTube video since school started, so I thought I would give everybody an update. Work obviously has been busy. Teaching is just always busy, and working with my students brings me a lot of joy, but it's also at times very tiring. This week we're in homecoming week, so it's been fun and tiring all at the same time, wearing different costumes for our different themed days. And one of my biggest challenges this year is not really fitness, it's just schedule-wise. I took on an extra class this year, meaning that I only have a free period or a planning period or a prep, or whatever you call it, every other day. So that to me has been a big challenge just physically because I'm realizing I'm on my feet a lot more and I'm getting a lot more steps, but it's also made me realize that I need to streamline what I'm grading so that I'm not drowning in papers all the time. And I don't know, last year somehow I was really able to get grading done at school because I was working on my master's, and I think I made myself leave it at school. And now I've found myself taking some things home again, and I think part of that is the extra class, part of that is the new curriculum. But on the plus side of having that extra class is I have some really, really great kids this year, and I've had tons of fun with our new curriculum. It's much more communicative, and I really think in the long run it's going to pay off, making this leap towards a more communicative, comprehensible input is what we call it, approach. Giving them English sounding words, and lots of cognates, lots of practice, phrases, instead of, nitpicking about every grammatical thing. I think it's really going to help them to be able to converse better. So, on the fitness side of things, I'm still going to the pool once a week, sometimes twice a week. I'm working with my personal trainer just once a week on Monday nights. And then I am just walking kind of whenever I can, although in September I'm doing the STEPtember challenge, which is about over, and that is a challenge of 10,000 steps a day for the month of September. Money raised by our team goes to the Cerebral Palsy Alliance Research Foundation, which basically is going towards research for cerebral palsy and different kinds of therapies, and just getting, I think, more than anything, knowledge out there about CP, getting resources to people that they need it. And I know that, that's something I think about the little kids coming up now, growing up, and how some of these technologies are going to help them. So I've made my donation. If you all feel so inclined to make a donation, you can still do that through the end of tomorrow, because tomorrow is September 30th and therefore the end of the challenge. I am sitting at about 220,000 steps right now for the month. So basically I look at that as I've had about 22 days where I've gotten close to my 10,000 steps. I don't generally do a lot on the weekends just because I'm sort of recovering from the work week and just all the busyness of it. So, and then I looked at this month and I realized that it's kind of a 5-week month. Like there's 5 Fridays in there, and then total Saturdays and Sundays I just counted up, and there are 7 this month. So if I can make it to 220 or 230,000 steps for the month, that basically means the only days that I didn't get 10,000 really are on weekends. Most of my other days, I was pretty close, 1,000 steps short here or so, and then I would just on the weekends only be getting like a couple thousand steps because I was chilling, trying to recover. So I feel like that's pretty good. It is more than last year. I've already beat last year. Last year I had 212,000. So I'm already about 10,000 over that. So It's exciting to be doing better than last year, and it's for a good cause. And honestly, a lot of people think that I've been, maybe going out and walking after school to get these steps. I really haven't had to do that, because also one of my other gigs this year is having an extra classroom. And so with that distance learning class, I'm moving around the building a lot more, meaning that I just naturally throughout the day am getting more steps. So it's almost like this challenge was timed perfectly, because it's like starting school, the craziness of all that, having 2 classrooms, teaching an extra class this year, all of that contributed to so many more steps that there's been very few days where I even feel the need to go take a walk after school to get any more steps. I'm pretty much hitting 10,000 without even trying. So, which I guess is good. As we get towards the end of the month and I'm slightly less sore, it's been good. When I was about halfway through the month, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, like, I wish that I wasn't getting 10,000 steps every day, because I'm so sore, and there's still some days where I'm sore, and I'm not exactly sure if it's something that I'm going to keep up with as the month winds down. I certainly think that in October I'm not going to feel like I need to get 10,000 steps every day, but I'm not going to say that my schedule is going to slow down any and that I'm going to get that many less steps throughout the day. I think this might just be my new normal until the end of the school year, so we'll see how that goes. I do have another 5K coming up on October 27th. It's to raise money for post-prom at my work, so that's a really good cause to do a 5K for, and at this point I haven't been taking some longer walks, so I'm not sure if I will actually finish the whole 5K or if I will do a partial, but like I said, I've been getting plenty of steps, and I've still been keeping up with my swimming, so we'll see what happens with that. There is another one, like the weekend after Thanksgiving, but Mom and I haven't decided if we're actually doing that one yet, so that is to be determined. Although I have to say, having another one in October kind of makes me feel good. It kind of is a good thing for me to have, I guess, a progress check with my distance walking and see what can I realistically do, where am I at, and then of course as the weather gets colder I'll be transitioning to the treadmill and the elliptical to really work on keeping that endurance up, just so that I'm not starting from zero next spring really next summer, I guess, when the 5K season is in full swing again. Oh, what else about me? There's been so much going on. It's been so crazy. Yeah, I'm still falling kind of more than I would like to, and I know a lot of that is my ankle weakness. I'm doing ankle exercises religiously every single day to try to strengthen these ankles, but ultimately I've only had these braces now. Well, okay, I guess we're coming up on, it'll be a year in November, although it doesn't feel like that long. These braces give me a lot more ankle flexibility, but because I've never had that, I also lack some stability, and that's ultimately been my issue with my falls. The ankles are weak, I get tired, and I fall over because I don't have the reaction times, and I don't have that reaction built in to like move to save myself, because I've never had to do that before. So I think that's something that's just going to take time, and hopefully as time goes on things will get a little bit easier. In the meantime, I kind of hope that we can make a discovery on some sort of a better ankle support than what I have right now. What I have right now is supportive, but it's definitely not the ideal in comfort. And yeah, my hope is that we find something else. If we don't, I guess I'll just have to tough it out and keep doing these ankle exercises until I'm so sick of them that my ankles are, and I do them for so long that my ankles are just magically better. But just like anything, things take time and patience, and sometimes I don't have patience, but if you've watched my videos, you know that I'm my own worst critic, and I'm not very patient about things. So I guess for now I'm just going to keep holding on and doing the ankle stuff and hoping that something works out. Maybe when Mercury's not in retrograde anymore, this will straighten itself out. I don't know, but I've been keeping tally on how many times I've fallen lately, and you don't want to know. My physical therapist probably doesn't want to know either, but yeah, and it's not like I'm over here doing anything crazy. Again, it's fatigue. It's always the end of the day. Sometimes I have my braces on, sometimes I don't, but it's usually when I'm like barefoot or, with my non-slip, by the way, non-slip socks here in the house. I still manage to just not catch myself, so that's not always fun. And sometimes it's frustrating, like extremely frustrating, and then there are other days where I'm okay. So that's been kind of an up and down thing, and it's something that I live with, so hopefully I'll figure it out. If I don't figure it out, one of my friends suggested a mobility dog, and that's something that I'm still considering, if not for now, for later in life, but I'm also just not really ready for another pet yet, even though I think having a dog around that could do some things to help me would be really cool. Even if I don't have a dog helping me with everything, I do also like the idea of the companionship and the having something there for stability if I am standing, cooking or whatever, because one of the issues that I have with my CP is that I am very right side dominant, so I will, even in standing, shift more weight to my right leg automatically, which also throws me off balance. So while part of me is stubbornly independent and goes, dog thing might not really be for me right now, the other part of me says, okay, well, maybe because I am unstable, maybe that's another tool that I can use to make myself more stable in some of those situations where I need it. And, I'm just a single lady over here. So for the longest time, it's just been me and the cat. And there are days where I'm frustrated and I think it might not be so bad to have an extra set of eyes, even if it's animal eyes, on me when I'm doing some things, to realize that I am fatigued before I realize that I'm fatigued. But I guess more to come on that, because it's homecoming week and I've had a lot going on, and some days you just don't have time or mental energy to think of anything else. So that is TBD. More on that as I have more discussions with more people in my circle and, come to a decision about that. But that's me in about 13 minutes. A little longer than I wanted to go, guys. But just thanks for listening to my update. I know everybody's got a lot going on these days, but just keep your head up and try to stay positive about it. That's really what I've tried to do, even through all of this. And I just thank everybody for their support, on my rough days and my good days, just being there for me and sending me your messages of funny memes and things when I need to pick me up. So thanks, everybody. And if you have any questions for me or a comment for me, you can go ahead and leave it there in the comments. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And that's all for now. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.